What's up, everybody? Real quick, just want to do a video showing you how I mounted these Rigid Industries Dually Series Pro, or D Series Pro. So I used a bracket that's made by LP Adventures, a company based out of Canada. That's what these brackets here are. And then these wires are coming out of the Rigid Industries mount there. So anyways, so I've got those mounted up. Those are bolted. They're loosely on there just so I can still adjust them when I'm done. This side I went ahead and wired up behind this panel and behind this panel. And I've got right now just the wire coming out of here. And you can see the wire right there. What was important was to be able to mount this up in a way so that when I open and shut the hood, the wire doesn't hit anything, it doesn't scrape anything, and that there's enough room back in the fender well for this wire to move basically like this as the hood opens and shuts. There's a little bit of slack to be able to do that. So let me go ahead and get the other side wired up. And as you can see, this is the harness that comes with the dualies. So let's start first by popping off this panel. To do that, just take a plastic trim tool, pry up on that clip, and use the other end and pull the whole thing out. That way you don't break them. Same thing here, pop up, grab it, pull it out of the way. Pro tip, whenever you're working on a car or just anything, try to keep your tools, wires and things like that away from the engine bay. I know it's hard because you go to do something and it's real easy to just set something down, but really have a cart or a stand or something where you can put stuff aside. Same thing with the body panel. So now that we have this off, this just slides away. Set it off to the side. Put all the body panels in one spot. So anyways, there's that. And this piece, so these clips here go underneath this fender. There. Now we can lift it up and slide it under. So when we go to reinstall it, we'll just slide it back on. That should be enough at least to get through there. So I'm going to cut it here. Alright, now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. And looks like we have it like this on that side. Then we're just going to run this along the edge here, pick a good spot. Give us some slack. And so similar to that side, just want to pick a spot that's going to give us plenty of room here so that this wire does not fall down. Oh, looks like we've got it about there. So I'll go ahead and zip tie that. So I'll bring this up and around this here. We're actually going into the fender and then bring that through. We want this cord to follow the hinge just like that. See, now you see we've got double the protection on the wire. Alright, feed that all the way back just like that. It's got protection all up through there. Now we'll feed this back inside of here. I usually like to try to just feed it all the way through, but sometimes it just gets stuck. Just insert this back in. There we go. This actually gives us a good opportunity to cut that a little more precisely. Bring that to about here. There. That we're not going to need. Alright, all the way through. Now, again, this is going to be underneath those panels, but we don't want any kind of interference with those clips going back in here or again up there. So first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and reinstall this side. So that is up there. We're going to go ahead and give it a little bit of slack. And I'm not going to shut it, but just observe. Perfect. So really only enough slack to swing around that hinge. Perfect. So let's bring this back up. Line this underneath there. Slide that back into place. Now let's see if we can actually insert this back under. Here we go. Here. Slide that back over. Perfect. Go ahead and feed this through these holes here. So this goes for really any car, any kind of wire install. You want to try to go into the fender, underneath the panels, things like that, to keep out of the way of anything moving in the engine. Now this hole right here is tight enough where we'll have to just kind of force this through like that, just like that. Again, under here. Pull that through. And last, through there. So now, see, we've still got our wire on the end there, the heat shrink, everything's protected. There. And there. Perfect. All the way shut. No issue. Grab our panel. Again, because everything's tucked in here, these holes where the clips go in, just lines right back up into place. See that? When there's no interference, you've got no wires that's coming in and out, that's, you know, not from the factory, it just falls right into place. All right, y'all, another quick update. I was gonna go across here. I had all this up here taken apart, but instead I wanted, again, going for that factory look, decided to run the wires. I've got it ran up through here, and then that's where I decided to go down and follow the factory wiring in order to go over to the battery. So I've got it here, and I'm going to zip tie it down there. And I've got the whole underside taken off so that I can follow this wire here, and then I'll just go across here and continue on that way, and then back up to get to the battery and to the other side to wire those together. So using the protective loom here, and then I'll put all that back up, and then I'll make it come up on this side and meet up over here. So getting ready to put this back in its place now. There and here, and pop those back on. All right, and then I'll be able to finish the rest down below. Be back in a bit. All right, so another update. Before putting all that stuff back together, I went ahead and ran the wires up through, following the same kind of factory wiring there, and then met them both over here. Let me just pull this back out. Connected them both here, and then taped all of this together, and now that easily tucks away right there. And of course, before putting anything away or back, you're always going to want to test, and so flipping the switch and turning the power on, flipping the switch, now both lights still work. So switch has got a little red light on it, lets you know that power is going to the lights, so that's nice. Turn that off and that turns off. So power that down, and we'll finish up wiring up here. So next step is getting this cleaned up, and then figuring out where the grommet is to guide these wires into the cabin, as well as grounding out this wire and the power to the battery. Everything's wired up, again, going down both hood latches. This side goes underneath this plastic panel, this panel, over to here, down here, goes along the bottom of the radiator, following the same factory wiring, back up on this side, attached right in here, and brought over on this side, ground here, power wire here. I mean, long story short, it all looks factory. The fuse for these lights are underneath this panel. Again, no interference with putting this back on. This wire under here to here. To get it into the cabin, I removed this splash guard, this guard here, brought that down. I was going to use the same hole as the hood latch. Decided I'm not going to do that, that I would follow the one that's in the door. So if I open the door up, you're not going to be able to see it that way. However, you should be able to see this grommet here. Put just a tiny hole in, fed all the wires through, and then taped off and fed in the wire protector. Again, looks factory. Went in, and for now, just have the switch right here. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful to somebody. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like. Turn these on at night, aim them, and then tighten them down.